Hi, this is Jacqueline Michelle Norris, and this is my video introduction for the ePortfolio. So the Building Leadership ePortfolio introduction, I really want to focus on this technology piece right here. It made the whole program possible, and I learned so much about technology. I really had to just jump in the deep end and go for it. And I really thank you because I feel like my digital skills have really increased because of the studies here at FHSU. The comp exam calendar, I just wanted to go over because I asked my principal, may I please take this day off? If it's a personal day, fine, but I asked her if I could take a professional development day for this. And she said, well, let's try it. So we put it to the human resource director and he approved it. And so there you go. If I hadn't asked, the answer would have been no, but I asked. So there we go. I'm really excited. My comp exam is on December 2nd at 2:30. The component tracker, boy, this was super helpful for me because it was color-coded and I like that kind of organization. And at the end, I just have to get to the end here. Over here, I was able to make kind of my own color-coded tracking system too. So I color-coded elementary activities, secondary activities, and district-level activities. And then I put the title of the activity that I decided to use there. And so that was kind of helpful for me in that organizational tool. Then the course matrix, this was an interesting thing because it was kind of like a roadmap for me, so I knew where I was going, what I had to do, and I appreciate that. My ePortfolio contents, my administrators who went over my ePortfolio at elementary, district, and secondary, they really liked this too because they were able to find stuff right away. The Google Q&A, oh, this was so helpful because we were in closure, and we had no way to do activities. So we were able to, through the posting, get some ideas from Doc Moody about different activities that we could do that would count for secondary, elementary, and district level activities. I really appreciated that. And I really liked going over other people's portfolios too, and that was interesting. I still have a couple more to do. The NELP Standards Guide, I think, let me just take a look at my notes here. Oh yeah, page 13 of the NELP Standards. I just wanted to go over that because truly, wait a second, did I do the right thing? No. Oh, that makes it bigger. Well, I was saying about technology, how great I am. Yeah, no. On page 13, I'm sorry if you get scroll sick. On page 13, it gave this great quote. It said, one of them, I'm almost there. There it is. So it says, improving student learning is the central responsibility of school leadership. Well, yeah, I had thought that as an educator, that student learning is at the center of what I do as a teacher. I hadn't realized that would be the center of what an administrator would do, and beyond that being at center, the responsibility. So I really appreciated this building standards document to remind me of the importance of those things. I already went over the Google Q&A. Hang on. The Praxis Study Guide. So I'm not there yet because I have to finish my courses successfully, and then I will, but it tells all the places and gives even a study guide and things like that, so I'm grateful for that. The, where am I? Oh, the YouTube tutorials. Thank you so much for posting those, because really with the posting to the online portfolio can be kind of tricky, so I was able to use a couple of those tutorials there. My artifact folder, I was surprised at how much work I did. So for my district level, if you open that up, there's so many documents and artifacts, but I guess that's what an online portfolio is. I didn't realize how much work was going into it, and every folder is jam-packed like that. My goals video, boy, this is funny. Take a look at the screenshot that it had. And I thought, oh, that needs to go. It's not very professional. So I looked into trying how to change the shot it took for displaying the video, and you can do it. And then I decided, you know what, this is me. This is my goals video. So I want people to know that I'm a human being too, and I make errors. At the beginning of the video, I dropped the camera, and so anyway, it all turned out fine, but I decided to keep this because it's kind of a funny one. So I recently watched the video again to make sure it was indeed okay, because I made it a while back. And I realized I almost started crying when I was talking about my husband, so I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to my husband, Will, for doing all the extra cleaning and the extra meals and taking care of the kids and just your emotional support. Thank you so much. My leadership philosophy, this was a turning point in the program for me. Truly it was. I really connected with the class about community and involving community in what you do as a building leader. And I figured in my community it was just a little bit lacking, if I could use that word. And it's really important to me to involve my community. I contact the local hospital and I have them do hands-only CPR in my classroom. I contact the newspaper as often as I can. I really just try and include the community because of FHSU. So those were really turning points in my studies there. My mom, she was my first teacher, and she said, please use good manners in what you do. So thank you, Mom. I have the Superman icon up here because he's my hero. He fights for truth, justice, and the American way, and that always just rang true with me. His father, who is Jor-El, said that about human beings, they can be a great people. They wish to be. They only lack the light to show the way. So if I can ever be, and I'm honored enough to be chosen for a leadership position, I want to recognize that teachers and my staff and the whole community, they're great people. And if I can be the light that shows the way to help them make student learning improved, then I would love that. My plan of study, boy, this was like a security blanket for me because this is the first document I really started looking at a lot and say, what am I really in for? So I started this little thing to fill out the month and year that I completed the course in blue, my favorite color, and then I go, oh, good, only 5 more left, oh, only 4 more left, and I just kind of kept going like that. So that was fun for me. My resume. Resumes are so interesting. I've made 3 major ones in my life. I was a bill collector when I was in college. That's how I put myself through college. My first degree, my bachelor's in vocal performance, actually. In my past life, I was an opera singer. I still am, but. And then I made a music resume, because I was an opera singer, and then an educator resume. So a couple things on my resume as an educator that I felt really proud of was that, back in high school, I was the valedictorian. I worked really hard for that, and I remember the speech I gave, and I just remember being proud of that, and that felt really good. And then in 2018, I received Teacher of the Year, and that felt really good. And this does too. Making this video, even knowing that I've almost completed the course and hopefully successfully, it feels really good. On my resume for a musician, it felt really good when I got my first job in New York, but this is pretty good too. What's next? We have the activity forms. So again, I already kind of went over things about digital, but this form was really nice. I started using Google Forms a lot more after I started studying at FHSU, and this standards activity form was really helpful because it was just clear and tidy. The activity tracker I went over already. Administrative verification. This was the crown. So much work, and I really want to thank Mr. Gardner for meeting with me digitally. We met with a Google Meet, and we were able to meet, and he was able to see all the things that I did. I provided my portfolio online, and I just thank you, Mr. Gardner, for signing that and being supportive of my aspirations. And my principal at my school, Mrs. White, thank you so much, Nancy, for supporting me and guiding me and letting me talk with you and pick your brain and watch. You're such a great example to me, and I thank you for your time. And Mr. Stoll, boy, Mr. Stoll took so much time talking with me in person. My daughter goes to his school, so it was just, I'd pick her up and he'd talk to me for 2 seconds and I'd get some ideas, and it was a great relationship, and I do appreciate it so much, Mr. Stoll. Thank you. The annotated bibliography. Oh my gosh. I think everyone must complain about this, but because of this, I started teaching my middle schoolers how to annotate in APA formatting for bibliography. And I think they're getting it. So if they can get it in middle school, then when they get to high school, it'll be so much easier. When they get to college, it'll be like that, and they won't have to struggle maybe as much as I did. But I thank Dr. Moody so much for his patience and the video tutorial he made for formatting. This was a big deal, and I'm very I'm proud of myself. So good job, Mrs. Norris. The video is coming soon, so I'm making that, and I will attach that here. The district level activities, boy, these were so fun. I'm going to get to my notes here so I don't leave it out. The district level activities. So the thing that I was most proud of out of all of these activities that I did was my landing page. So my landing page is where my parents and my students can go. It's a digital page that I made when we went to distance learning last year. And this year I made another one for the current school year, and I put my back to school night on a virtual recording on a Screencast-O-Matic because I had learned through FHSU how to do that. And my principal was super impressed, super happy. It was easy to do. This was a crowning jewel, but on here, if you scroll down, you learn a lot about me with all these different links and stuff. It was kind of like the online portfolio, really, but this is all about me. And then my learning plans are all listed here. So my sports med students can go here, my science students can go here, and my parents can look at contact information and Google Meet codes, and it's just an amazing document. And it take a lot of hours, but a little bit at a time, just like the annotated bibliography. So another cool thing, where I live near Tahoe, and this is Lake Tahoe. It really is in a caldera, and it's absolutely beautiful from an aerial view. And we live down here in the valley, and over here on the other side, that's California. So I have a beautiful rendition of a friend of mine singing "Home Means Nevada." If you have time to take a look, it's just an amazing picture of where I live, and also just a beautiful friend singing. Amazing singer. Okay, the elementary activities. So my favorite for elementary was, I couldn't really decide if I wanted to specialize in elementary or secondary. That's why I have a couple extra for elementary. Ultimately, I went secondary, but I do have a couple extra for elementary. But my favorite one is Grace Kelly. She really is my inspiration, along with Superman, but she has so much poise, and her mastery of speech was just impeccable, and I really appreciate that. If you click, you get to hear a little sample of one of my favorite movies from Grace Kelly. And then the last slide here, I really want to thank FHSU again, because I started doing this lesson plan after I started summarizing the ISTE standards. So I do this lesson of digital safety and digital responsibility and citizenship online, and my kids brainstorm, and they make either digital posters or fine, but also paper artifacts of how to stay safe online. And my favorite, you can't really see it here, but it says, type and text like your grandma's watching. So it kind of got that ownership of, hey, if somebody like my grandma who I love and respect, I better be good. So I really like that assignment, and the kids do too, and it really sets the stage for digital citizenship in my classroom. So that's a keeper. For the reflection, it's long, and I poured my heart out in here, but at the end, I really, I just wanted to say that I felt and I feel that I'm a better educator, a teacher, because of FHSU. If I go on to become an administrator, that will be fine in 5 years, but I'm a better teacher because of this course and these courses and the instructors that I had. Truly, a couple that I wanted to thank for really taking the time with me. I want to thank all my professors. Dr. Spritzall, thank you very much. He said that my introduction video was one of the best he'd seen. I sang some opera, and I thank you for that. Professor Clay, you pushed me so hard on the annotated bibliography. It was kind of practice for the new one, and I thank you for doing that. Dr. Scheib, thank you so much. I really enjoyed the book that you had linked, but I really appreciated the kind of seriousness of educator importance that you put there. And then Deanna Gooch, Professor Gooch, I really connected with you, and I thank you for all your time and your kind remarks. So thank you very much. The last one is the secondary folder. I'm almost out of time, but I can do it. I have 30 seconds. So my secondary, I really I had so much fun with these activities too, because it was at my school, but the Desiderata, it really helped me. This quote: enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession of the changing fortunes in time. That's by Max Ehrmann, and if you click it, you can hear Leonard Nimoy, another one of my heroes, actually saying the Desiderata. It's just a beautiful poem. Thank you so much.